So then fast forward 3 years after we did Is This Scary and all that Jordan Chandler stuff was out of the way. Michael called me one day and he was like, remember that film we did, back in 1993, Is This Scary? I was like, yeah. He said, well, I'm gonna redo it. I'm recasting the whole thing. And I'd like for you to be in this new version of it with me. He said, would you? And he was like stuttering, like as if I would say no. He was like, it was so cute because
screw you, Michael.
Right? No, I'll never be in a music video with you again.
How dare you, sir?
That's so funny. But yeah, he was like, he was nervous, and it was so endearing. Michael really, and this was, this was private conversations. No one's listening but us. So
right.
The real Michael Jackson was who I'm describing. This nervous, awkward, funny, sweet guy who called me personally and asked me to be in his short film with him. And I'll never forget that. And I was like, of course, Michael, I'll do that. And I said, are the kids going to be in it who did the first one? He was like, oh, no, they're grown up now, so they can't be in it. He said, you're the only person I'm asking to come back, just you. And I was like, oh, Michael, you are so sweet. Thank you. But the funny thing is, he told me not to tell my bosses, who were his managers. And I'm like, I didn't even know why he would tell me not to tell his own managers that I'm going to be in a short film with him, which I thought they had put together,
Right.
But he was like, don't tell them that I even called. And I was like, okay. And he said, okay, well, I'm going to have the casting people call you and, tell you more information. So I was like, okay. He was like, okay, well, I'll see you next week or whenever. It was next week, actually, when we started filming. And so then when we hung up, I was thinking, I wonder how the casting people are going to know my name or get my number. But sure enough, a couple hours later, the casting people called me and asked for me. And I was thinking, wow, that means Michael knows my full name. He knows my number. He gave it to them. That's impressive, I was honored, He had the casting people call me. So, I don't know, it's little things like that you think back on and it's like, wow, So they called and they were like, Michael told us to call you. I was like, oh, okay.
Let me ask you a question. In your life, has it been hard for you to imagine that guys might remember you?
Yes.
Get out of here. Get out of here. No way.
I mean, I have a hard time remembering people.
I don't think guys have a hard time remembering that they met you.
Oh, thank you. That's really sweet. But no,
including Michael. But
okay. You think of Michael Jackson as this superstar who just doesn't think like normal people do. I don't know. You're just thinking he doesn't remember things. Of course he does.
Yeah, of course he does.
I don't know. You're thinking.
But I also think you're selling yourself short for being
you.
A dynamic young woman that is memorable.
Oh, thank you. That's really sweet. I don't know. I guess when you're dealing with someone like Michael who meets so many people every day throughout the world, you're just not thinking that he knows anything about you. Even though I'd been...
Yeah, I can see that.
At that point, that was 1996. I had been talking to him on the phone every single day for 5 years. So I should have, just known that
of course he knows.
It would come naturally.
He likes me, and of course he knows.
Yeah.
All right, so when did the other film happen then?
So about a few days, a week later, we were on the set filming Ghosts.
I'm gonna prove it to you, kid. Let's go.
Yeah,
okay.
It was that
so Ghost
quick.
was kind of a reboot. Of
Is This Scary, the Stephen King film.
Okay.
We had a different director. The first director was Mick Garris. This one was Stan Winston, who also passed away not along, it was either after Michael or before Michael, I can't remember. But so Stan Winston was the director, and he was known for all of the wonderful special effects in Jurassic Park and all those great movies. He was an Academy Award winner. So anyway, back to Ghosts. We continued filming. It was wonderful. He was in a great mood. He was happy. And he and I, because of our past history, we were just always together on set. It would be me, him, and the kids, and we would just play practical jokes on each other. One of my fondest memories of filming Ghosts was the time Michael and I got kicked off of the set.
What?
Yeah, he got kicked off of his own set because of me. We were, and this is a great example of how he was on set when the cameras weren't on. We were, they were setting up the cameras for another scene, so we had some downtime. As you know, when you film TV or film, it's kind of boring.
Yeah, it's a lot of waiting around.
Yeah, a lot of waiting. So we were standing waiting for the next scene to be set up, and we started talking about the other townspeople. And he was that kind of person too. He liked to gossip. He liked to, talk funny about people.
Right.
So we were looking at all the other townspeople, and I was like, "Oh, you see that girl over there?" He was like, "Which one? Which one?" I was like, "That one over there." He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Do you know she is 13 years old?" He was like, "No, she's not. She's 16. I was like, "No, she's 13. I promise." He was like, "I don't believe you." I said, "She is. She's 16. I mean, she's 13." Because she looked older than her age. And he was like, "That one?" I was like, "Yeah, that one." And we were pointing. And then we, we're talking really loud and laughing and very loud. And I think we had both forgotten we were even on the set. And Stan Winston, the director, storms over and says, "Guys, we're filming something here. Can you keep it down? In fact, can you just leave the set because, you're too loud."
Yeah.
So Michael and I looked at each other and we were so embarrassed. But Michael didn't say a word. We just walked off the set. He didn't protest and say, "Hey, look, this is my video." No, he walked right off the set with me, and we continued our laughing off the set.
Oh God, that's amazing.
Yeah, he was really fun and funny, and I have so many great memories with him on that set because I think it was one of the last times he was like truly happy in a work situation and on a music video. And I know that he remembers it fondly as well, because the very last time I saw him, which was New Year's Eve going into 2007, we were in Las Vegas, he mentioned Ghosts, and he started recounting all those fun times we had gone through, and it was still in his memory. It was a happy memory for him. He liked talking about it. So that's why I know a lot of people are like, "Why are you always talking about ghosts and all that?" It's because Michael always talked about it, and that was his happy place. And it was definitely my happy place. It was the happiest time of my life.